Akwaaba, good morning, everyone. Can't find my water. Welcome. My name is Mark, and it's a pleasure to have everyone join in again today. Today's Sunday, the 21st of February. February already, almost at the end of Feb. You're going to have a 45-minute flow session this morning. Going to try and incorporate a couple of new or different stretches. Hope everyone's had a good week. Again, if it's your first time, please do go at your pace and listen to your body. I think we get started. I can't find my water, but if you've got water, have it handy. Have a towel handy, maybe. And we're going to start with a breathing exercise. So if you all just come onto your mats into a seat position. Remember, if you've got any injuries, please do go at your pace. Don't try and overdo or compete with anyone or yourself in particular. Just coming to sitting on your bums, or alternatively, you come onto your knees, you come kneeling. I come kneeling this time. I'm just going to do Nadi Shodhana. Again, we've done it for the past couple of weeks. It's alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to try and remember my left and my right. Oh, everyone still join in. D-Man, Queen P, hope you had a good walk this morning. B. So let's lift up your right hand, take your two-piece fingers and your thumb, create a V shape. And just hover your two-piece fingers over your left nostril and your thumb over your right nostril. So we're going to start by placing our thumb and pressing down on the right nostril and inhaling in through the left. Deep inhale, release the right nostril, press down onto your left nostril and exhale out through your right. And inhale through your right. Take a deep breath. Place your thumb over your right nostril, release your left nostril and exhale out through your left. And again, inhale in through your left nostril. Close the left nostril, release the right and exhale out through the right nostril. Let's go again. Inhale through the right. Close off the right nostril, release the left and exhale out through the left. If it comes to this now, feel free to close your eyes. Inhale through the left. Close the left nostril, release the right nostril and exhale out through the right. As you release through your shoulders, softening, inhale through the right. Feel the air coming to your lungs, close the right nostril and release out through the left. Let's just go for one more at your own pace. So start by inhaling through the left. Close the left, release through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right, open up the left and exhale out through the left nostril. Release your hand down to your knees or to your lap. That's a really good breathing exercise to build into your daily practice if you can, or maybe once a week. It helps relieve stress. I find it a good way to start the day. I've built up from just doing 30 seconds a day to now do about 10 minutes, and it's a really good calming way to start the morning. Let's come on to our hands and knees. We're going to come into tabletop. So your hands tucked underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Your hands and your feet, your knees are hip distance apart. I'm going to just come into a few cat and cows. So if you know this, go at your pace. So just inhale to look up to the front diagonal, barrel roll your belly down. And on the exhale, push your hands into the mat, start to curl in through your upper back. Bring your navel to your spine, take your gaze to your navel, and reverse it out. Inhale, take the belly down towards the mat. Take your tailbone up to the sky, your gaze up towards the front diagonal, and on the exhale, draw in your navel, push your hands into your mat, come to the angry cat pose. Let's go for one more. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale, just undulate back through the body. As you take the cat pose, just hold it there and release out. Just take yourself into a freestyle. So maybe just walk forwards and back on the hands. Just have a sense of freedom in your movement here. Start to bring some movement into your hips. Explore any tightness in your body. Maybe your shoulders. Maybe it comes into your right hip flexor or your left. Let the head be heavy. Maybe shake your head from left to right. Now I'm going to place our right hand into the center of the mat at the front and just start to wind up through the left shoulder. So lift that left hand up off the mat. Start to take your shoulder all the way back. Really exaggerate the rolls here. Just to bring movement to your shoulder blade. On the last one, take your arm all the way up to the ceiling. Take your gaze up to the left hand. Just start to open up your chest towards the left side of the room. Take a deep breath to open up a little bit more. And on the exhale, just start to bring that left arm down. Just take thread the needle. So that left arm is coming all the way down. You're threading it behind your right wrist. You slowly bring your shoulder towards the mat. Maybe shift your right hand a bit further over towards the right side of your mat if you need to. Just bringing in just a soft, gentle stretch of your shoulder here. And you can go one step further by lengthening out that right leg, just coming to the right toes. Maybe you can open up your right arm to the ceiling. Maybe take that right hand behind your lower back. Just come to any of those variations. Just bring in a gentle stretch to your shoulder here. If you're looking over towards the right side of the room. And on your next breath, bring your right hand back down towards the mat. Push up into that right hand, and let's all find ourselves back into our tabletop. We're going to just take the opposite side. So this time it's left hand coming into the center of the mat. I'm going to start by just winding up through that right shoulder. If you find there's any postures that you're not feeling, or it's not working for your body today, at any point come into child's pose. Otherwise, keep winding up that right shoulder. And on the next one, take that right hand, that right arm up towards the ceiling, take your gaze up towards that right hand. Take one more deep breath to open up a bit more. And on the exhale, start to bring that right arm behind left wrist. And just take thread the knee on the other side. Just bring yourself down towards the mat. Come onto that right shoulder. Careful with your neck here. Again, feel free to stay here, or maybe want to lengthen out through that left leg, coming up behind the toes. Feel nice and grounded and stable. Just there, if you lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe wrap your left hand behind your lower back. Just taking the inside of your right thigh. Slowly, let's all start to come out of that. So let's take a deep breath to push into that left hand to come back into our tabletop. Let's come to one more cat and cow. So take your gaze up towards the front diagonal. And on exhale, as you take your gaze towards your navel, start to curl your toes under. And then push into the hands, lift your knees up off the mat, and let's all meet in our first downward facing dog. Start to walk out through your legs. Just lengthen out through your calf muscles. And the aim isn't to compete with yourself. If your heels aren't reaching the mat, just energetically first, if you're drawing them down. So give yourself that perception that that's where they're going. And over time, they may or may not come. There's some poses I still can't come into. All very unique in our bodies. Let's all come into stillness and now downward facing dog.
Just draw your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen out through the spine. On the inhale, come up high on the toes. Let's just all take a walk towards the front of the mat as we'll meet here together in ragdoll. Just start to sway from side to side. Have a slight bend in your knees. Let your head be heavy. Your arms are heavy. You're not trying to touch the ground. You're just letting gravity take control here. And then come into stillness, and again with a heavy torso, your arms are heavy, your head's heavy. Start to roll up ever so slowly, just one vertebra at a time. Start to roll your shoulders back. Your feet are just hip distance apart. Let your head come up last. Face your palms forward as we all meet together into Tadasana in our mountain pose. Just close your eyes for a couple of seconds and just feel the floor underneath your toes, underneath the sole of your feet. Maybe start to just play with your toes on the floor to become aware of the different muscles in our feet here. On the inhale, let's all lift our arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe bring our hands into prayer at the top. And on the exhale, bring our hands to our chest. Over the next 35 or 40 minutes or so, just really focus on coordinating and moving with our breath. So on the inhale, let's take our arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, start to bring your prayer between your chest, start to bend from the hips, soften into the knees as you come into our forward fold. On the inhale, come to a halfway lift, hands to the shins, lengthen out through the arms, take the gaze, just be on the front of the mat. On the exhale, bring the hands down towards the mat, step the left foot back, and then the right to join the left as we all meet in our first high plank. So you're high in the toes, and just start to rock forwards and back. As always, feel free to take the variation. You come onto your knees, drop forwards and back. On the next rock forward, start to bend into the elbows. Try and keep your elbows tight to your ribs as you come down towards your low plank. If your knees uncurl the toes, we're going to push up to an upward facing dog. So press your hands into the mat, draw your chest in between your arms. And on the exhale, curl your toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And on the exhale, see if you've got any more room to draw your heels a bit closer towards the mat. Let's take one more breath together. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath, let's all come high on our toes and step forward towards the front of the mat as we all meet in our ragdoll. Let's come to a halfway lift. Inhale, take the hands to the shins, lengthen out through the arms. Create space in our back. On the exhale, start to bring ourselves back now towards the mat. On the inhale, bend into the knees, take the arms all the way out towards the ceiling. Really breathe on the fingers here. And on the exhale, bring our hands into prayer to the center of our chest. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to bend from the hips as you come all the way down. Inhale to come into a halfway lift. Exhale to bring our hands to the mat. Again, step our left foot back and our right to join the left. Let's all meet in high plank. Again, we'll rock forwards into the toes. Bend into the elbows as you come down to our low plank. Press for the toes. So bring your torso through. So we'll meet in our upward facing dog. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we will meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. We're going to take one more sane. So on the inhale, come high on the toes. Let's sort of jump or step forwards towards the front of the mat. On the inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale to release down. Inhale to go high with the arms. There might be a slight back bend here for you. And on the exhale, this time take our hands to the center of our chest. Inhale to go nice and tall. Take your praise towards the sky. On the exhale, again, bend from the hips as you come all the way down. Inhale to come to a halfway lift. Lengthen out through the arms. Take your gaze beyond the front of the mat. Roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, place our hands down at the front of the mat. Step the left foot back and the right to join the left. As we all again, in a high plank. Again, feel free to take the modification. You can take your knees down or together. Let's press forward with the toes as we start to bend into the elbows for our no plank. Let's push through to come into our upward facing dog. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On the next inhale, let's lift that right leg up so it's parallel with the mat. Have a look at your toes. Just curl your toes in towards your face here. Engage through your quad. And on your next breath, let's go knee to nose. Right knee as you start to curl and round for the upper back. Let's take the heel back. So again, it's parallel with the mat. This time we're drawing that knee through and stepping all the way towards the front of the mat at the center. Place the right sole of the foot down. Stay high on your back toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, you've got a bend in that right knee. You left out for that left leg. Start to lift your torso up off your right thigh as we all meet in our high lunge. So start to draw your arms up towards the ceiling. Engage through your lower abdomen. Really turn on those muscles that our transverse abdominis that I like to harp on about sometimes. It goes all the way from the sides to the front, to the side. Keep holding for another 2 breaths. Stay nice and tall with your torso. And 1 more breath. And let's bring the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step the right foot to join the left at the back as we again all meet in our high plank. Sort of falls onto the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Let's press through as we come up into our upward facing dog. Relax the shoulders down. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Let's take the other side. So on the inhale, lengthen up through that left leg, so that's parallel with the mat. Again, taking your toes and draw them in towards the face. Let's just switch on our muscles in our legs. And on the next breath, let's rock forwards and draw that knee all the way through to our nose as we round from our upper back. On your next breath, let's draw that left leg back. You can curl your toes in towards your face. And on your next breath, again, we're going to step all the way through as gracefully or ungracefully as you can. Step that left foot, place at the front of the mat. This time you're high on your right toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, it's stable through that left sole of your foot. Start to lift your torso up. Again, you've got to bend through that left knee this time. Some great shakes or wobbles. Let's start to lift and draw your arms up towards the ceiling. Taking your arms either side of your ears as you'll meet in a high lunge or crescent lunge. Really feel as if you're pushing your right heel towards the back of the room and engage through your right quad. We're here for another 2, another 1. And on your next breath, let's bring the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step that left foot to join the right at the back of the mat as we all meet in our high plank. Again, feel free to take the modification. So you could drop into your knees, or let's all come down for our low plank. Uncurl the toes, start to draw that torso through our arms. Let's come up into our upward facing dog. And curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog.
Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Again, let's take our right leg up so it's parallel with the mat. Curl our toes in towards our face. So we're going knee to nose before stepping that right foot all the way through. We're not holding this time. Again, once you feel nice and grounded, maintain that bend in that right knee. Let's all meet in our crescent lunge, taking our arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. There might be a small back bend here for you. And on the exhale, we're going to jump up onto our right leg, lift our left leg up off the floor. And see if you can take your both hands towards the floor in front of your body. So you can use the floor here for support. Your left leg is either parallel of the mat, or if it's there for you to go a bit higher, I'm going to try and go into a standing split. So embrace any flexibility you may or may not have. I'm very tight in the hips. You might want to test your balance by taking hold of the back of your right shin, and drawing your head a bit closer towards your right shin. And then together, let's all drop back into our crescent lunge. So that left foot comes back down towards the floor. Again, once you feel nice and grounded, let's come up with both arms on the inhale. And on the exhale, let's open up to warrior two. Dropping that left heel towards the mat. We'll open up into or towards the left side of the room. Our right arm goes forward and our left arm goes back. Breathe in and breathe out. Just find your drishti point, your focal point at the front of the room. It might be a spot on the wall. It might be looking over your middle finger. Let's together, let's all flip that right palm over and come to reverse warrior. Taking our left hand towards our left hip as we come up and over. Find a nice stretch down the right side of our body. So bring a nice stretch onto our intercostal muscles, the muscles in between our ribs. And start to bring that right arm forward and bring our right elbow so it sits just inside of our right thigh. We're going to open up the body for side angle lunge. So use the resistance of the elbow against the inside of the thigh to open up the body. Taking our left arm up towards the ceiling, take your gaze out towards your left hand and let your neck relax here. You should start to feel a nice stretch for your right hip flexor. On your next inhale, let's come up and we'll meet again in a warrior two. This time I'm going to interlace our hands behind our back. So you're taking an interlace like so. Just behind our backs, going to lengthen that through the arms. Drawing through your lower abdomen here. Shine your chest out towards the ceiling. Open up through the heart chakra. And on the exhale, we're going to come into a humble warrior. So with as much control as you can, just start to bring your torso so it sits inside of your right thigh. Slowly start to, if it's there for you, lift your hands up off your lower back. Don't forget to breathe here. Take a deep breath in and exhale. So go for one more breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, engage through your core as you come back up. Let's all meet again in a warrior two. So kind of right arm forward, left arm is back. And then we're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. And step that right leg all the way back to meet the left. We're going to place our left hand in the center of the mat. Feel free to come onto that left shin and that left knee and drop that right heel down as we open up towards the right side of the room for our modified side plank. We're here for 5 breaths, so feel free to stay here. Or we can take the full expression of the pose if it's there for you today by stacking our right leg over our left. For the last 3 breaths, if you're in a full expression, you're going to lift that right leg over, and behind that left knee, that left leg can remain straight. You're high on your right toes. I'm going to start to open up our chest towards the ceiling. Try and touch the front of the room. Give it a wave. Whichever variation you're in, let's all flip back and meet in our high plank. Let's rock forwards back on the toes. So engage through our core. On our next walk forwards, I'm going to bend into the elbows for a low plank. Push through as you will come into an upward facing dog. Again, relax the shoulders here. And then curl the toes under as we all meet in a downward facing dog. That left me pretty shattered. It's definitely not winter anymore. I can feel myself getting a bit sweaty. Anyway, too much information. I'm going to try and remember what we did just there. So we are going to start by taking our, let me get the right side, right foot into the center of the mat and lifting up through that left leg, I hope. And then start to draw that left knee all the way through as we all meet in our crescent lunge. First, find your stability through that left foot. That left side of the foot is nicely grounded at the front of the room. You're high on your back toes, and when you're ready, engage through your core, maintain that bend in that front knee. As you lift your torso up off your left thigh, and then we start to draw our arms up towards the ceiling. Again, your torso is nice and tall. Your arms at either side of your ears. It feels as if you're pushing your right heel towards the back of the room, and start to switch on through your right quad. We have one more breath, and I'm going to spring up onto that left foot as we find ourselves into our standing splits. So again, place your hands at the front of the room on the floor. Your right leg doesn't matter if it's just below halfway. If you can lift it so it's parallel, that's great. But just test your balance here. Have a bit of a play. See if you can lift your right leg up. And again, feel free to take the back of the left calf and start to draw your forehead a bit close towards your left shin. And then let's bend that left knee, and let's all drop back and find ourselves back in our crescent lunge. So that right foot comes back towards the floor. We're still high on those back toes. And once you feel nice and grounded, start to lift your torso up off that left thigh. Draw your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Breathe in, and on your exhale, we're going to start to open up into warrior 2. So drop that right heel down towards the mat at the back. Our right foot is pointing out towards 2 o'clock. Your left foot is still pointing forwards. Got bend in that left knee. When you're ready, take the right arm back and the left arm forwards. So your arms are parallel to the mat. Once again, just find your drishti point, that focal point. If you've lost your breath, let's all come back into our breath. Take a deep breath in
And exhale. And again, inhale in. Bring air into your lungs and exhale out. On your next inhale, let's flip that left palm over this time and go up and over into our reverse warrior. Again, maybe taking your right hand to your right hip. This time you're bringing a stretch to your intercostal muscles down the left side of the body. You can take your gaze up towards your left hand. Again, let your head be heavy. You take your gaze towards the floor. On the next inhale, let's start to bring that left elbow and place it so it sits just inside of our left thigh. You don't have to go so wide with the feet here in warrior two. Always feel free to come into your modifications. You need to reduce that gap. But let's all meet in our side angle. So it's going to start to open up the body towards the right side of the room. Taking the right arm up towards the ceiling. And this time you should be feeling a nice juicy stretch into our left hip flexor. Take a deep breath in and open out a little bit more. On our next breath, let's all come back up into our warrior two. And I'm going to take our arms behind our back as we interlace with the hands once again. Feel free to take the opposite interlace. So if your right thumb is on top of your left, feel free to take the opposite. You're still in your warrior two legs. You're going to come into humble warrior. Start to lengthen that through the arms. Get shine your heart up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, start to bring your torso so it sits inside of that left thigh. My left thighs are burning. Start to lift your hands up off the lower back. And just go towards your edge. Just go to a point where you can be playful with this. The aim isn't to get a serious look on the face. Next inhale, drawing through your lower ab as you bring yourself back up into warrior two. So left arm goes forward, right arm goes back. And let's kite all the hands down towards the front of the room. And we're going to step that left foot all the way back to meet the right. As we will find ourselves again in our high plank. Let's start to bring that right knee down and our right shin. As we first come to that modified side plank, let's place that right hand in the center on the mat at the front. Drop onto that left heel. Slowly start to open the chest up towards the left side of the room. Take your gaze up towards your left hand. And we can all stay here. Again, there's no competition of ourselves. But if you wanted to level up, let's all come into side plank again if it's there for you. So you're stacking your left leg on top of your right. You create a banana shape in your body. Or if you want to level up one further, come into wild thing. Let's lift our left leg up off the right, behind the left toes. Our left leg is sitting just beside our right knee. Start to pivot your body. You shine your chest up towards the ceiling. Start to lift your hips up towards the sky. Let's see if you can touch the front of the room. And let's all flip back. Whichever variation you're in, let's all find ourselves again in our high plank. Gonna walk forwards and back on the toes. On the next rock forwards. Start to bend into the elbows for a low plank. Let's press through as we all meet in our upward facing dog. And curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. Again, take a deep inhale.
And exhale. Come into just 2 sun A's to finish the standing sequence. So on the inhale, let's all jump or step forwards to meet the front of the mat. Place our hands on our shins, roll the shoulders back on the inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to come down. Inhale to go nice and tall. Exhale, bring the prayer all the way through. Bend from hips to come all the way down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Lengthen out through the arms. Place our hands on the front of the mat. Step back. It's all meeting our high plank. Feel free to drop the knees or forwards into the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Let's press through as we come up for our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we all meet that downward facing dog. On the inhale, go high on the toes. Let's jump or step forwards to the front of the mat. Inhale to come up for a halfway lift. Exhale to release down. Inhale to come all the way up towards the ceiling. And really breathe on the fingers here. Try and touch the ceiling. And on the exhale, bring our prayer through our chest, bend from the hips as it will come down to our forward fold. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. Place our hands at the front of the mat. Step both feet back as we once again meet in our high plank. What falls on the toes. Bend into the elbows for low plank. Let's press through. As we'll meet in our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as you'll meet in our downward facing dog. So the purpose of that last double sun A's was just to, if we lost our breath, bring it back. So our movement is coordinated with our breath. On the inhale, we're going to come high on the toes. Let's all meet at the front of the mat in our ragdoll. Slowly start to bring our bums down towards our shins and then just drop down ungracefully. No coordination. Let's all meet with our bums on the mat. Our legs are lengthened out in front of ourselves. Let's curl our toes in towards our face and just shake out through the legs. Shake them out. Maybe use our fists just to give ourselves a interesting massage to the thighs. Bring the massage down towards our shins, maybe our calves, and bring yourselves back. So we're sitting nice and tall on our glutes. Let's inhale together as we lift our arms up towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, just fold down. Just fold down. Let your body be heavy. You're not trying to grip onto anything just yet. Just be nice and heavy for your torso. Just shake out through the upper body. Relax through the head. Again, we're just letting gravity take control here. On your next breath, start to again curl your toes in towards your face. And just take your hands either side of your shins. If you can grab the outside of your calves. And start to just lengthen that through the back. So you're not hunched through the upper back anymore. Let's try and engage through the core, draw in your lower belly to create a bit more room. And with a straight back, see if you can just start to draw your chest towards your shins. So you can use your hands against your calves and use that resistance. See if you can draw yourself a bit further. If you're able to reach your toes just about, then you can also alternatively grab the outside of both feet. Again, roll the shoulders back. We're not hunching over for this variation. Trying to see if we can maintain a straight back. Inhale to lengthen and exhale. Keep your gaze looking forward as opposed to bringing your head down. You should start to feel a nice juicy stretch through the hamstrings and the back of the calves. On your next breath, just release out.
Start to bend up through that right knee. So grab onto your right shin, and together let's lift that right leg up and over that left thigh. I'm going to come into a seated spinal twist here. So we're going to use the crease of our elbows just to wrap as much as we can around our right knee. If it's not quite there, if you use your left hand against the outside of your shin. Let's all lift our right arms towards the ceiling. Bring our right arms behind us. And on the inhale, we're sitting nice and tall on our glutes. And on exhale, keeping our chest over, keeping our chin over our chest. We're using the resistance of the elbow, the hand, just start to maneuver our bodies over towards the right side of the room. So we're twisting from the lower back here, not twisting from the neck. Just maintain integrity of the pose. And together, let's release. Let's keep your legs where they are. Just take your hands up. Place your hands just on the opposite side. Just take a counter stretch here. And come to like a half press up. And let's just switch sides. So this time we're going to lengthen out through the right leg. This time drawing in through that left knee. Lifting our left leg up and over our right thigh. So this time we're using the crease of the right elbow just around that left shin. Again, if it's not quite there for you, you can just use your hand on the outside of the left shin. Take our left hands behind ourselves. On the inhale, sitting nice and tall as we lengthen up. And on exhale, again, we're twisting from the lower back, keeping our chin over our chest as you come to the twist. So inhale to lengthen up. As you lengthen, you might feel it for your left glute, and exhale, so you've got any more room to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Again, release your hands, take both hands over towards the opposite side. You don't have to go super low, just come into a counterbalance here without headbutting the wall. If you're close to a wall, let's just shake out through the legs. Slowly start to bring our backs down towards the mat. Just for our inversion, I'm going to take a Viparita Karani. So either take your legs up a wall. If you've got a block, you can place a block underneath your sacrum, your lower back. If you don't have a block handy, just take both legs up. Feel as if you're balancing the ceiling on your feet. So again, your feet are curled in towards your face. And just picture yourself just holding up the ceiling so you gauge through your legs. You can let your arms just drop either side of your body. I don't tend to practice inversions, but we'll share. There's been a couple of yogis I've seen yoga teachers I've seen online who are doing some interesting inversion workshops. I'll share that on Instagram. And slowly start to bring your legs, keep them straight. Just bring them down from a 90 degree angle to 45 to 40 to 30. And release down. This will find ourselves coming into Shavasana. So release any Ujjayi breathing if you came into it for the class. Just let your legs flop out. Let your arms be relaxed either side of yourselves. Maybe just lift your head up and start to bring your chin towards your chest and bring your head back down. So as you hear, you're creating length in the back of your neck. Close your eyes as you come to stillness for Shavasana.
Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want, as long as you need. Please don't rush out just because I'm moving. Just drown out my voice if you're still there. Otherwise, just move your head from left to right as you massage at the back of your head. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your head towards your knees. As you come to a ball and start to massage out through your lower back as you take your knees clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Start to rock and roll as you massage out through your spine. Your next rock up. Let's all find ourselves on our bums. Again, if you're in Shavasana, don't worry, just stay where you are. Just come into a seated position on a block, or just cross your legs, or come onto your knees. Delight to make that through the practice about coming into cramp. My legs were like jelly this morning. For the next couple of seconds, just sit nice and tall. On your behinds, engage with your core. Just bring your hands into prayer to the center of your chest. Just close your eyes and just, again, thank yourself for rocking up, for supporting one another from afar digitally. Just bring your prayer to the center of your chest, and again, thank yourselves, and wishing everyone an amazing week ahead. Thank you. 2 minutes over. Trying to get better at my time still. All done. 45 minutes. I need some water. Bad. Anyway, all done. Yeah. Cheers, my peeps. Akwaaba Yoga family, for rocking up and being present for that 45 minutes. Yeah, I hope the flow was all good. Tried to bring in standing splits, which I'm not great at. My flexibility in my hips can be not the best at times. So yeah, don't think that yoga teachers are like super flexible or super strong or super this or anything. We all have our various challenges, and yeah, standing splits is definitely one of mine. If you're able to get into it, then great. If not, yeah, we'll see if we can practice that a little bit more over the next few weeks whilst we're still in lockdown. But yeah, the sun is shining. I found that class pretty hot. But yeah, I'm talking a lot now. Hats off to She's Got Skills and Steph, as always. Thank you for rocking up. Walk and talk with Queen P, I can see. And I need some glasses. But yeah, I'm going to keep the chat going for another minute or so. So do hit me up with any comments you might have, any feedback, anything you'd like to see a bit different. We're back next week. So if there's anything in particular, I might do glutes round 2, maybe. But if there's anything else you want to see, do let me know. Again, if you can like and subscribe, please do so. Anyway, I'm talking a lot now, I'm waffling. Have a great week, and I will see you on Instagram or on the other side next week. Cheers, in a bit. Bye-bye.